searched and shit at the end of the day. I want a safe environment for everybody coming in. So yeah, I think it's a great idea, but at the end of the day, it's more so the venue's call if they're like, yo, we need paid duties if you're going to do this show with whoever,
Right. Fair enough, man.
So
who's that? Black of the Dawn in the cut there?
Yo.
What's good, man? I know you're a guy that's like, got it out the mud yourself and done your own shows as well. I mean, did you want to speak on, your experience in that space?
Yeah, definitely. What show did we do? Well, we've done so many, but I think it was Lee's Palace.
There you go. I'm trying to remember the venue name too. Lee's
That's
Palace.
That's also another venue that's down. They're into hip hop acts. They're really cool.
Yeah, Lee's does that shit.
They also welcomed us back. But yeah, they were really cool. The police did hit them up and tried to shut it down, but we got in front of it, just like Will Cop was saying. We got in front of it. We spoke to them. We let them know which artists would be there ahead of time, how much people we thought. They asked us which neighborhoods the artists are from, stuff like that. And then, ironically, the day of the show, there was no cars on the scene. I'm pretty sure there were undercovers, but there was no police cars in front of the venue or at the back of the venue on side street, nowhere in sight. And there was no drama either. Everything went smooth, but you definitely have to get in front of it. They don't like to be blindsided. If they feel like they're blindsided, then they will go to the owner and they shut it down, and then you get the email or the call a week or 2 days before your show, and everything is canceled, and now you're dealing with ticket refunds.
Yeah, not a place you want to be.
Yeah, so it's definitely, the market for it is definitely sucks here. It's 2-3 venues we're down to. I thought Mod Club closed. I heard you guys mentioned it, but I thought it had closed down.
Shit, is Mod Club closed?
It's open. They just changed the name. It's called Access Club now.
Okay.
The same room. It's the exact same thing.
It's the same folks over there. George is still over there.
No. It's the dude run is the dude named Oren.
Oren. Okay, from Inc.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, good to know.
So he's there solo. It's without Inc. though. It's independently owned.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yo, PJ, what's poppin', man?
Good, brother.
How you doing, man? You good?
Yeah, I'm straight. You?
I'm good, man. Happy to have you up here, man. We're talking about shows. So, I mean, I gotta kick it to you, man. I mean, you're a guy that's, been routing shows for how many years now? What do you think as far as what's missing in the scene here, show-wise, and what the problems are, and maybe some of the solutions?
I mean, the cop shit can be a big problem depending on who you put on the shows. I've been running into that stuff kind of since day one, where they reach out. I booked press in Oshawa, and gang unit showed up to my house. Literally the day we announced the show, they showed up 5 or 6 of them, and threatened to shut down the club, pull liquor licenses with the LGCO or whatever, the AGCO, all that kind of stuff. So I've seen that happen a few times. And some of the guys that I was running around with when I was younger, they weren't allowed to actually have their names on flyers. So I think it just depends. Toronto's super tight on that stuff. If there's people that are, active at the time, or people of interest to them, and they see their names on flyers or stuff like that, they'll, really dig in on it. But I think it's a thing of being professional too. Some of you guys are saying, get in front of it, or have clubs that have better relationships and stuff like that. The police or certain people being on shows is a completely separate problem from not having enough Toronto shows in smaller venues, or people taking the initiative to do smaller shows. I think those are 2 totally separate things, but I guess they coincide.
I'd like to see a fucking weekly concert series. Think that's feasible? A fucking 8-week run.
Of what?
of the concert series, man. Once a week, we got a fucking show.
Yeah, I've seen it. I think people have done that before. I think people have done it before. I think it's just, now there's like a way better reception to Toronto music at this point. I think like there's just a lot of artists that are like really doing good numbers, and a lot of people are interested. And Andrew does a really dope job of that, putting on a lot of people, that are actually like really moving in the city or drawing or selling tickets that are worth 10,000 a night, worth 15 bands a night, stuff like that. So I think you just got to find people that are worth the bag, and put it together like that. Because if it doesn't make money, then no club gives a fuck, And if it's just problems, then the cops care. So, I think it's just got to be about a bag, and it's just got to make sense.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of things that make sense. Look what you guys did in London with Press,
Oh, that show was crazy.
Look what Smiley's doing, right, like Andrew said, right before this stuff happened. I can go and sell out the smaller markets. Toronto is not one of my bigger markets. Like in Winnipeg, I'm probably worth, 500-600 tickets. But in Toronto, I'm like 200-250 tickets by myself, which is, why I book tours and put myself on them and stuff like that, because it's a better look for me. I could dip 3 ways and perform for 2,000 people. So I'm smart.
Interesting. Yeah, no, it makes sense, man. And I salute you for fucking, for just making it happen, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, I'm only doing 250 tickets. I'm going to fucking book a bigger act and then put myself as the opener, man. I mean, that's some, that goes back to what we were saying earlier, man. No excuses, man. You got to figure it the fuck out. So, I mean, shout out you, bro. Wilcox, what do you think are some, like, as far as like, okay, getting past it and routing a tour and having everything locked in, like what are some good practices for 2022 as far as like marketing a tour? Are you seeing anything interesting, that's new?
Yeah, I mean, TikTok. Every venue is using TikTok.
Whoa, hold on. You said TikTok for marketing a tour?
Yep. I'm
Really?
seeing a ton of shit. We're getting ads for it. Like, they're running. So what you can do is it's free, right? So like, I'm not actually sure if you can. I'm not a marketer, so I'm not sure if you can pay to like promote the actual post. But venues have been building their TikToks with like show recaps, picture like little like viral stuff where you make like the picture to the music, stuff like that.
Right.
Where it goes all fast. But then when they have a show, they'll post like an ad, if you will, like in TikTok form, 30 seconds, a minute for a show. And those shows, because of the way that TikTok like gets so viral, especially if you use the right music, people share them like crazy. And like, it's not as targeted, but like if you have a good regional TikTok page, like if you made a Toronto TikTok page, you could definitely make some money promoting stuff. Kind of like how, like, when people pay for Hot New Hip Hop or Hip Hop DX or any of those, hundreds of pages to promote their shit. I think you could do that with TikTok. Regionally, you need to be very, very specific about what you're creating. But that being said, it's really interesting seeing. I had a venue respond to me the other day with this is how I learned about it. It was a venue respond to me the other day because I was kind of pissed off about their marketing. I wasn't seeing a lot, and they said, "Well, look at this TikTok got 300,000 views and like 10,000 likes," and I was like, "Holy shit!" And there was tons of comments, like probably 200 comments of kids like, "I'm buying tickets now." So that was pretty interesting for sure. But also on the artist side, the TikTok pages are just cracking the fuck off. I mean, if you can get a song that becomes somewhat viral, you clip your song right, and it becomes one of those viral records. It can be huge. I mean, it's not hip hop, but I'm sure you guys have all heard that song. The Do It, the Cherish House remix that everyone's playing in every fucking store and Gap and Starbucks and whatever the fuck you're in. I mean, you could hear it.
Could you sing it for us?
I will not sing it for you, but that song.
If I knew it, I would sing it.
They're nearing like half. They're nearing like 500 million videos made with the song on TikTok.
Holy fuck!
And the song's doing 20 million streams a week right now.
So if you can catch a little viral moment and then somehow attach,
I think you got it. If you can. I just think TikTok is a big tool right now that a lot of guys aren't using, and they think it's all about kids dancing and doing like little dances. It's not that. Like, that's just one side of it. there's a whole other side of it where there's people. You know, I have a client, Christian Gates, who it's Lux City, LUX, and he has nearly 3 million followers on there, and he's he never played a show, and the way he makes records is he puts the hook up there, and then if it goes viral, he writes the rest of the record or releases like reverse engineers hits.
Damn.
And his biggest record has 45 million streams now because of that in a year and a half. It's like,
so what?
He
just makes the hook, and then if it goes viral, he then goes and punches in the verses.
Yeah, here I'm gonna text you the links just so you can put it on the. Hold on.
That's so smart.
It's fucking brilliant, man. I signed him on the spot because of that. I was like, this is the most brilliant shit. He's like, 19, 20 years old.
Because most of us artists like will make a song and like just leave like a second verse and don't do it, but then we get the feedback from the people and then we finish it. You know what I mean? So
when
like,
you write, yeah. I mean, when you write, I just sent it to you, Luke. I just texted it. But yeah, I mean, when you write a hook, I mean, if you watch the video when Luke just puts it up in this chat right here, you'll see like it's just a little short clip. And then he, puts up a bunch. He puts up maybe once a month. He puts one up, and then when they start rolling, he finishes the record instead of sitting in the studio trying to crank out an album worth of records. I mean, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but like it's working.
It's funny because I developed a similar strategy for an artist that had like 300 ideas, just like sitting there, and I was like, well, you should just repurpose them. Everything is, on Reels or TikTok now. So it can be, you can make little, visualizers or cut down to these ideas and just throw them out as like a pre-campaign to an actual rollout, just to gauge the market and see what people like. Like your content, it's funny because everybody here probably has so much sitting on their hard drive, so much in your phone that you don't realize is actual content that you can push out and market. Like, you should be posting almost 5 times a day when you're in a rollout, and nobody just looks in their phone and says like, yo, I had this crazy night, I could do a TikTok mashup and put it out there and see what happens with it. Like, the worst that's going to happen is people don't receive it, and you can archive it. The best that happens is that people share it, and like, your song is out there over this montage of a crazy night.
Totally agree with that. I think a lot of artists get in their own way, and they're trying to over-curate their socials. And there's definitely a reason to curate your socials. You shouldn't just dump a bunch of random shit on there. But, not posting just because you think, well, for one, a lot of guys are scared. I mean, I know that sounds so soft, but it's true. I mean, it is what it is. People might not admit it, but it's scary to post on these, especially when you've built a big page. You think, oh, my fans might get mad.
Yeah, people be overthinking, man.
So it's almost scarier not to post right now, though.
Right.
Like, that will crush you. I've seen it kind of happen, where it's just there's no narrative outside of the music. Nobody knows who you are.
Yeah.
And that's what they crave for.
Okay, well, that's interesting, Wilcox. That's a new one. I knew you had some fucking.
Yeah, I think you've got to be creative with it, though. You can't just throw up bullshit. I mean, I've seen, something Gashi does that I think is really, and that guy's a king of Instagram and fucking Twitter and all this. I mean, he just loves chirping people and he loves making funny videos. Not cheesy, but like, they're well done. But what I would say is the way he uses his TikTok is he doesn't like to do like dancing bullshit or like funny joke stuff or anything like that. He just uploads viral videos with his music over it, and then that becomes an original sound on TikTok. So if one of those videos goes viral, his song gets virality, and then people use that song in other videos they make. That's one of the parts of TikTok that's so insane, is that you can just pull any sound off any video.
There you go.
So he does that. I mean, it's just about being creative, I think, at the end of the day. But I would say, like, the one biggest thing I would say to any artist at this point is that Corona was brutal to a lot of people, and the people that were sleeping are getting fucked right now. So if you can keep it moving and keep the heat on with socials and with anything, online stuff, because you can't be offline in real life.
Yeah.
It's the only way to keep it going right now. And it's going to show really soon, this summer, next fall, and next summer, of who kept it together during Corona and who kind of like let shit slip.
Big facts. Yo, Face, remember that fucking filter we had when we did that, when we did the grand opening at Boulevard? That filter on Snapchat?
Yes, sir.
That was Wilcox who set that up, eh?
Okay, he's a legend then.
I knew he had the sauce, bro.
Hey Lucas, yo, you know what's crazy though? I want to talk quick about Toronto and the venues, right?
Yeah.
So like, I feel like when it comes to Toronto, right, like a lot of independent promoters take chances in the artists, right? And when it comes to say dealing with the police know that when they're dealing with independent promoters, there's more so a chance where they could apply a lot more pressure. But example, if it's more so a corporation that they're dealing with, I'm trying to say, they're more so less to back down. I'm trying to say, so I feel like a lot more corporations and companies need to stand behind the artists more to allow the venues to make these shows occur rather than, you know what I'm saying, having the pressure be on these independent promoters too.
Right. Yeah, it's somebody who has the experience and the track record, and you know.
Exactly.
No, it makes a big difference, man. I 100% agree.
So what you're saying for smaller promoters to get involved with a big corporation, doesn't that mean more bread to be broken?
100%. I mean, you're gonna have to break more bread. But even like Wilcox said earlier, is even if you're a promoter and you're gonna do certain shows, try your best to be as clean as possible, because when the police do look into you as a promoter, if you're more cleaner, is less of a chance where they can apply more pressure for you to cancel your show.
Okay.
Right. I mean, the goal is just to have a better, live, reputation in Toronto. That's the goal. And to have like a thriving environment there as things begin to open up this summer,